So I want to talk about Lola Bunny real quick, but specifically her introduction and her creation as a character, because it wasn't until recently that I just realized her story is pretty interesting. Let's talk about it. Because earlier I was scrolling on Reddit and I found out that Lola Bunny was introduced in Space Jam back in 1996. And for some reason, that just felt so crazy to me. Because listen, as someone who was born in 2000, a lot of my Looney Tunes knowledge and the media I consumed from the franchise comes from the late 90s to the early 2000s to now. And from the late 90s to now, Lola has always been a prominent figure of the franchise, which is why I would have never guessed or even thought about the fact that she wasn't introduced until her appearance in Space Jam. But now that I'm sitting here thinking about it and knowing what I know, Lola was never a part of any of the OG Looney Tunes series, movies, marketing, media in any way. Lola really wasn't there for the golden age of Looney Tunes, well, cartoons in general, you might as well say. Now, if you want to talk about Lola Bunny's creation as a character, we got to take it all the way back to like the 1950s or 60s with the introduction of Honey Bunny in the Looney Tunes comics. When Honey Bunny was introduced, she was introduced as nothing more than Bugs Bunny's cousin. That's it, that's all, his cousin. But then a little after that, the writers of those comics wanted to give Bugs Bunny a love interest, so what they did was they reused the Honey Bunny name and created nearly an entire new character with a new look, and then we have this version of Honey Bunny. I also found out that this Honey Bunny you see behind me, she was supposed to be in Space Jam filling in the role that Lola has. Well, technically not filling in because it was her role first, but the people behind Space Jam turned it down because they felt like she looked a bit too much like Bugs Bunny in drag. And at first I didn't understand that criticism until I remembered that Honey Bunny, even as Bugs' love interest, had a different look. And this is that different look where, yeah, she looks like Bugs Bunny in drag. But if they were going for the other look and they still had this criticism, that would mean I still don't get it, but whatever. But nonetheless, that criticism inspired the artists and writers of Space Jam to give Honey Bunny a brand new design, give her a brand new name, and therefore we have the birth of the Lola Bunny character we know and love today.